Hello and welcome to the Sporting Tribune today on KIRN 670 AM in Southern California, 98.5 the best in Las Vegas, and the Hawaii Sports Radio Network. Joined by the crew. And again, the crew is ever-changing here because the Sporting Tribune is large and it is strong. We got Timothy Parker. We got Josh Tariff. We got John Browner. We got the man who makes this all happen, Grant Mona. Listen, the beautiful thing about having a new crew, different voices on the show, I have not talked to this particular crew in quite some time and love the chemistry, love the vibe. And so I'm going to put something out there. And I know John Browner is going to get on me for this, but I'm going to say it like this because everything has to revolve around the Lakers. So we got to play the hits on this show. We got to figure out a way to make the NBA Finals about LeBron and the Lakers. And so this is my question, and Grant heard it yesterday, but I want to get John's thoughts first. Here's the thing. The Lakers and the Knicks finished the season with the exact same record. Again, they were basically tied for whatever, 5th, 6th, 7th seed in the league. No one would have thought a run like this was possible for the Lakers. But again, I think everyone thought that it didn't matter who was going to come out of the East. This was about the Spurs and the Thunder. John, my question to you, and I'm just going to jump into this, right? I mean, we normally ask each other how we're doing. We're going to get past that. I really want to get John's thoughts on this. John,
no one cares anyway.
No one cares, right? John, am I crazy to think as someone who played the game, the chemistry that team found could potentially, if the Lakers make the right moves, that could include LeBron. Again, they're talking about bringing in Kevin Love, which I view as sort of like a John Sally type vet guy. Again, he's not going to be a main guy. But does the Knicks run give a team that is not one of the top 2 or 3 teams? Again, they're not the Thunder, they're not the Spurs. Does the Knicks run give a team like the Lakers hope that, hey, listen, if we run this back, if we win 53 games, anything is possible in the postseason?
Before I answer that question, are we also contractually obligated to talk about the Cowboys after this?
No.
And then the Yankees too, John.
And then because that's usually the Yankees have been replaced by the Dodgers. So that's
right.
That's
true.
That's kind of like the Rolodex on how that goes. But to answer your question, the answer is no, because you cannot have a LeBron chemistry team if he's not the best player. And on that team, Luka is the best player because of LeBron's advanced age. So we've never seen Luka lead a team in a way that Brunson led that team. Yeah. And until LeBron is the 3rd best player, that team's really not going anywhere. So as much as we didn't see this happening for the Knicks, we also didn't see the Celtics coming back and then flaming out with injury. We didn't see the Celtics the Sixers beating them. A lot went right for the Knicks for them to get into that position. And so you got to respect that. But the road to get to where the Knicks got to do that in a Western Conference would have been a far tougher hill to climb. And so I don't think the Lakers have what it takes if they bring LeBron back or not, because they're also going to bring Austin Reeves back. So that limits financially what you can do and who you can bring in. And there's a lot of stuff bubbling now up before the draft about who's going to do what. So I don't think the Lakers would have been able to do that because LeBron's still the face of that team while Luka's the best player, and somebody's got to give. Like how Dwayne Wade gave for LeBron to step up on the Heat, LeBron's going to have to give. And I'm talking about being vocal in the huddle, being vocal in practice. LeBron has to give all that up to Luka, and Luka has to want it and handle it in the right way for this to actually turn into something for the Lakers, and I don't think he can do that.
Wait, can I jump in? Can I say, because there's something that came out, I think it was today or yesterday, where Luka did this interview and he said that he wants shooters and a big man he can run pick and roll with. And I'm thinking okay, well, that is immediately canceling out DeAndre Ayton. You're basically saying
LeBron.
You're basically canceling out. You're basically saying I like Jackson Hayes better, and I think that's pretty evident at this point. But it's also kind of the first message we've gotten from Luka directly in the media about what he wants on this Lakers team. And I know that he's been behind the scenes and he works with them all the time. When he first got there, I remember there was rumors of him going to the front office and saying, these are the guys that I want you to get. Obviously, they didn't get any of them.
Yeah,
but,
Mark Williams.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just crazy. Like he can't, this is a pivotal year, I feel like, for the Lakers because this is year 3, I guess you could say 2.5 of Luka Doncic. And their best run is getting swept in the second round against the Thunder with him sitting on the sidelines. And I know we can like theorize and say, well, what would happen if he would have been on the court? Still think they would have lost. I don't think the team was good enough. So this is a very pivotal offseason for the Lakers. And I know we've been talking a lot about the Clippers, but I am enamored by what the Lakers are going to do this offseason because I feel like it's really crucial.
Hey, Grant, I just want to say I don't believe the Lakers as currently constructed can win a championship. I don't think anybody on this panel believes that. However, we got to remember, before the playoffs started and before that injury, when John was talking about LeBron being in that second or third row, when LeBron was in that third row, they were rolling. And we were talking about, hey, maybe they go to the Western Conference Finals. So the proof with LeBron being in that third row, with Austin Reeves, whatever you want to say about Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic, they were proving they could be a force and at least be, if they stay healthy, a 2 seed in the West. So could they have a magical run? Yes, but obviously with the Western Conference being what it is, we don't believe it. But they proved they can win and win on a successful clip with those big 3 together.
I appreciate Arash's optimism on thinking that the Lakers could do what the Knicks did. Here's the thing. Last I checked, no one under the age of 40 on the Lakers plays defense.
Cook.
So that alone, there's no Mitchell Robinson, there's no Cat, there's no Mikal Bridges, there's no OG Anunoby. So the defense is the issue there. And then on top of that, you have the bench, the depth that the Knicks showed, because we haven't normally seen that, because we had Tom Thibodeau there prior who did not play his bench. Mike Brown showed the bench and the depth to help with it. The Lakers right now do not have that. And as you were talking about, about paying Austin Reeves and what's happening with LeBron, you also got to pay Rui Hachimura.
Gone.
He's a free agent, and he's probably gone. I know, he is probably gone, and he was their best three-point shooter in the playoffs. So, obviously, some of that depth is going to be gone. DeAndre Ayton, who knows? And, I mean, honestly, yeah, Jackson Hayes was playing better in the playoffs, so is he really that necessary? Especially if Luka's talking about this. These players that Luka's describing, as you said, he wants shooters, and he wants people to set a pick and roll. He wants the Knicks. He wants the players that are on the Knicks. And I don't blame him. A lot of people would want that because they just won. So changes have to be made. The Lakers, don't let the record fool you, because the perfect example of something like this would have been those Atlanta Hawks teams, the Paul Millsap-led Atlanta Hawks teams that were like 60-win regular season teams and did nothing in the playoffs. And so that's right now.
Josh, you know what's funny? The ideal team that Luka's talking about is the one that was on the Mavericks that went to the finals.
I was just about to say what he's quietly trying to tell them is reconstruct that team, get the rest of these dudes out of here. This idea that the Lakers are going to financially be able to just go out there and start getting shooters is absurd. For them to rebuild what he did in Dallas, because, by the way, that's when he's at his best. He's got 2 bigs playing defense, and he's got 2 guards playing defense and shooting threes, and he just gets to hold the ball the entire time. And then in addition to that, if you can have a Jalen Brunson-level player, not that level Jalen Brunson we just saw, but the previous version, come off the bench and cook like that, that'll work. But that's super hard to do, and Rob Pelinka hasn't showed the ability to do that. He just hasn't. And so them getting Marcus Smart, that was a good pickup. But those tires ran bald at the end of the year. So it's just a matter of, with the new ownership group, do they now have the eyeballs and around the league and the ears to find who's salty somewhere, who can fit into this system with Luka? Because that should be their number one priority. I did a segment today talking about what does LeBron actually want to do. No one knows. No one knows. So, but what I do know what he's going to do, he's going to suck the oxygen out of the room. I can tell you that. Until he figures out what he wants to do, he will suck the oxygen. He will suck the oxygen out of the room. If you talk about trading for Giannis, the second you trade for Giannis, LeBron's going to do something. Watch what I tell you. LeBron's going to do something to bring the attention back on LeBron the second that whoever trades for Giannis, I'm telling you.
Two things. First of all, as a side note, that Hawks team went to the Eastern Conference Final, and they probably would have went to the finals, except they ran into LeBron. Now, speaking of current LeBron, it's all about matchups in the playoffs. The problem is they keep getting hurt. They can't get to the two seed. If you get to the 2 seed,
stop it with that. Stop.
No, but
what are you doing?
It's a fact, though.
The Knicks were the Knicks were the 3 seed.
Right.
The Knicks were the 3 seed. You don't have to get to the 2 seed.
If you get to a 2 seed, you have 2 favorable matchups, so at least give yourself a chance to get to the Western Conference Finals.
Tell that to Boston, who just lost to the 7th seed in the first round.
Let me ask you a question. This is a real question because I don't know the answer to this. Okay. Let me question you. I'm
just being realistic. I know we don't believe in the Lakers roster, but they're not terrible.
But let me question you. Because you say that you keep talking about the 2 seed, and I hear you. Let's just say, for the sake of this argument, they get the 2 seed. Let's say, because I think Oklahoma City is going to come back with a vengeance next year. So I think they get the 1 seed. Let's say by all health and matters happen, all things fall into place. The Lakers get the 2 seed. The Spurs get the 3 seed. The Nuggets get the 4 seed. The Timberwolves get the 5th seed. Where are you taking the break at? You see what's happening here? The Warriors get AD. They get the 7th seed. Where you taking the break at? Your upstart Houston Rockets continue. They got the 8th seed. Where's the break coming in? Where's the break? See,
there's always disappointing teams, though. I mean,
the Lakers. Nobody thought the Lakers were going to beat the Rockets without Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves for half the damn series.
But here's the problem that you're going to run into. What happened with the Knicks is what happened with the Pacers last year. What happened with the Celtics the year before that. You know what conference they play in?
The East.
The Eastern Conference.
Okay.
So something always happens over there that lays a red carpet to whoever gets to the finals. It doesn't work that way in the East. LeBron made it to 9 straight finals in the Eastern Conference. I wonder how that happened.
Paul Millsap.
yeah, the Bud Hawks.
The Pacers who were out here going on Slam Magazine dressed like an R&B group. Like a lot happened. A lot happened in the Eastern Conference for LeBron to make 9 straight finals. As much as you take your hat off to that, look at what was happening on the Western Conference. And so I love them at the 2 seed because if they're at the 2 seed, that means they're playing well, and that probably means at this point in time, this show's making a lot more money. So that's great. That's great. I want that. I would love for the Lakers to finish in the 2 seed because that means the viewership around here gonna be cooking, baby. That's what I want.
Yeah.
But also,
I don't think that'll happen.
But also, my thing is, what gets the Lakers to that contention window where we're like, oh my God, this is just like the 2020 team or whatever we want to compare them to? Like, what players? Like, what avenue do they have? What player gets them there? That's my question.
A good big.
Okay. In theory, we can say a good big. Name them.
You right now. You
Name
ready?
them.
I can tell you. Ready?
Go, John.
If you trade with the Phoenix Suns for Mark Williams and Dylan Brooks, you sign and trade Rui Hachimura, or you sign and trade Austin Reeves and get some picks and get a third team involved. But my point in being, there are a couple of teams around the league. Like, again, I know someone doesn't want to hear this, but you can call Orlando. Orlando's got a multitude of bigs.
Here he comes.
They got a multitude of, like, Jonathan Isaac has done nothing in his career so far. Jonathan Isaac would be perfect on the Lakers. There are players around the league that you can poach from other teams that haven't played well. They just need leadership and they need a defined role. Yeah. And I think you can do that. And that's just one trade I thought of off the top of my head. Portland's got a bag of these guys.
Robert Williams. Any Robert Williams take?
Robert Williams. They got that Yang, the rookie that hadn't really played much. You got Jeremy Grant. You got Drew Holiday. The Portland Trailblazers have the parts for somebody to trade for a championship. You just have to have your general manager work the grind. Now, if the Lakers had somebody else not asleep at the wheel, I'd call Portland and I'd call Phoenix. and figure out a way to get the most athletic 3-and-D players off those rosters. Because you can't sign Shaedon Sharpe, Jeremy Grant,
they have a
Scoot
lot.
Henderson, Dame Lillard coming back, but his money's kind of low. Like, there's a lot around the league that you can do this with, and you can particularly, like, again, the Sacramento Kings have pieces on their team. They're not a good team, but if you take some of the pieces off that team, you can work with that.
DeMar DeRozan to LA from
and the one thing you absolutely cannot do is Mason and Ireland today on ESPN 710. They're talking about there's the possibility of the Lakers trading for AD to get Anthony Davis back in the ball. In this 3-team concoction with Washington and Utah.
What are we doing, bro?
That would just make everything go backwards.
Utah, Walker Kessler. He's not happy.
Yeah. He's a restricted free agent, right? So
But Utah, again, at some point, you got to start paying all these draft picks. And this is why all these people who talk about, we got these many picks, we got this many picks. Those picks are on the clock because when they work, like Walker Kessler, he wants to get paid. He looks out on the landscape and go, I'm better than a lot of these bums getting paper.
Well, that rumor was, John, that he was upset that that Utah didn't trade him for or like value him the same as Ivica Zubac because Ivica Zubac got traded for all of that. Like that came out today. Like it feels like his agent is just unloading the clip, Walker Kessler.
Because he's not going back there. They got Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah.
They've got big. They got bigs. They got the kid from Duke,
Filipowski.
And I believe they're going to move heaven and earth to try to get AJ DeBonsa. It's just going to take a Godfather offer, and I don't know if they want to muster up those picks. But you got Keontae George. Like they've got players. You can't have Darren Peterson and Ace Bailey. That's just a crash course waiting to happen. So they're going to have to start moving pieces around. But you also got to start paying some of these young guys. And nobody's taking. Sorry, Utah, if y'all hearing this, I love y'all. But ain't nobody taking a discount, baby. Ain't nobody taking a discount. Y'all might get Kowalski to take a discount because of the faith.
I brought this up the other day. I brought it up the other day on this show on why it's fascinating how no one wants to play in Utah.
Nobody, you listen.
It's crazy, but But here's the thing: their fan base is one of the best in the NBA.
It is. They pack that place.
No matter how good or bad they are, that arena is one of the loudest in the NBA. It absolutely is.
Who has been to Utah from this panel?
Who's ever been there?
Oh
no! I've never stepped foot in Utah.
I mean, it is. Listen, perhaps John Browder can speak to this better than anyone. Maybe
I can tell you her name.
Oh my gosh!
In Utah.
Yeah, but hey, listen.
It is not a great place to live if you are a basketball player. Let me just say.
Wow, Salt Lake City's just not it.
No. By the way, like if you like to have a good time,
listen, John, I heard you on the last show. I know.
Yeah. Good luck finding a drink there on a Sunday, and if you do, you got to get a sidecar.
Prohibition out there.
Great. Yeah, 100%. It's not great.
It's a wild. But the point. By the way, Portland's going to start becoming that place because that owner, the word's getting out about him
100%.
Way too quickly. So there's now going to be multiple places where guys just don't want to play, and you got Seattle coming to the forefront. You got Vegas coming to the forefront soon, and so there'll be 2 more places people actually want to go and play. So there are too many places in the league right now where guys don't want to play. Nobody wants to play in Memphis. Like this, there's too many places now where guys don't want to play with good players. So I think you're gonna see a lot of movement.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing about where the Lakers are right now is that the next domino to fall, I guess, is what's going to happen with LeBron James. And John is 100% right when he talked about this at the beginning of the offseason, that LeBron is not going to take a discount. That being said, it does seem, guys, and we'll close out on this before we kind of switch topics in the next segment. It does seem that the quickest pathway for the Lakers to become a championship contending team, you really do have to turn the page from LeBron. It does seem, though, that they're being very respectful about this, that there's not like, we're moving on from LeBron. It's, I think that they are going to give him. By the way, there was a lot of conflicting reports. There was a report out there from
Yes.
ABC and ES, like
The one today?
Well, there was one yesterday, and like as a journalist,
There's one every day.
And I'm like, who reported this? I think what happens is like Brian Windhorst mentioned something in passing during a podcast, and people pick up on it like it's news, and it's not. Like, they made it seem like LeBron and the Lakers are in like progressed negotiations for him to come back.
They're obviously talking.
they're certainly talking. I don't know how Kevin Love is in part of this. That makes no sense to me. Grant did not love that either. It does.
Tristan Thompson's online too.
Yeah, right. And like
Laker legend, by the way. Also Laker
but
legend.
it does seem like if you're trying to recreate that Mavs team that got to the finals, you have to move on past LeBron. You might even have to move on past Dawson Reeves. Grant, I'll start with you. I mean, if you're Rob Pelinka, what are you doing at this point?
Well, first of all, like John brought up the perfect player. I think Walker Kessler is absolutely perfect for them, but I don't know if the Lakers are going to be able to get him, because I know that we say like Utah doesn't want him. I think he wants Utah. Like he just posted
Grant,
something
as you
like
mentioned, he's a restricted free agent.
Restricted,
that ties up. If you give him a contract that he signs, the Jazz may like match it, but they would be smart to wait 2 days to do it. So yeah,
and he just posted on Instagram, I think a few hours ago before this recording, that like all this like love letter to Utah, like I love this place, and like again it's not like he's going to be traded, John. He has the opportunity
I told my
to choose
before I got divorced.
But I'm saying he has the opportunity to choose wherever he wants. So this isn't like I've been traded, thank you for everything, I'm out of here. This is like, hey, I want to be here. So again, but money talks, right? Money talks. So if the Jazz don't want to offer him and the Lakers do, which is going to be a lot of money, I think it's like $30 million maybe a year, then I think that's a perfect target. If not, I think Robert Williams, who is an unrestricted free agent, would be an awesome target for them too. Now, there are injury concerns with him, but I think if Luka is out there saying, I want a rim-running lob threat as a big, there you go. And he was in the Defensive Player of the Year kind of talk a few years ago with the Celtics. But in terms of shooters, in terms of guys that you can go out and be 3-and-D guys, it's easier said than done. You can't just be like, oh yeah, we need these things, we're going to get them. No, other teams want those guys too. You're going to tell me that all contenders don't want those types of players? It's not that easy to go out and get that type of team. So it's going to be difficult, not just for the Lakers, but for a lot of these contending teams to get those types of players. I still think that John Collins from the Clippers is a immaculate fit for the Lakers. I think he is
that's a good
fit
name
for them. He is athletic. He shot 40+% from three. He is above the rim. He can play the small ball five. I think he would be like the PJ Washington of the Mavericks to this Lakers team. That's what I'm. Wait, John. Hold on a minute. John Collins is awesome. I covered him.
I know we run out of time. I hope you covered him like a blanket. My point is this: a lot of these guys are empty calories. A lot of these guys are empty stats. John Collins is one of these guys. On paper, John Collins looks great. Show me John Collins in a winning situation.
With the Hawks in the
Before we
conference
go,
finals?
I got a name for you guys. Talk about 3-and-D.
Second year.
CJ McCollum.
I was going to give. He could be good. I mean, along the same line for a vet. One other name that you could look at as far as for a big man would be Vucevic.
Now you're talking.
I'm out.
All right, let's leave it there for now. When we come back
to PJ Washington, dog. Come on.
PJ Washington was great in their finals run. I don't know what we're watching here.
By the way, all right, we're actually going to pick this up when we come back. We're going to leave it there for now. When we come back, we will talk about this and the Dodgers and the Padres when we come back right here on KIRN 670 AM for the California 98.5 The Bet in Las Vegas and the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
It's all coming together. Piles of statistics, pages of box scores, years of wisdom right here if I could just find my pen.
What's up?
Oh, I'm just compiling all the top sports scores, news, and odds so I can make the very best bets.
Oh, me too. And done.
What?
BetOnline.ag, the best online betting site.
BetOnline.ag.
A little easier than what you got going on here.
Thanks. Oh. Huh.
Join today and use promo code BETNOW to receive your 50% welcome bonus at betonline.ag.
All right, welcome back to the Sporting Tribune today on KIRN 670 AM in Southern California, 98.5 The Bet in Las Vegas, and the Hawaii Sports Radio Network. I was going to switch gears, but I kind of interrupted the crew as they were getting into a heated debate here. So, Grant, John, crew, didn't mean to interrupt, but listen, I like John Collins, but apparently,
what is there apparently?
Well, apparently John does that. But by the way, Grant, you're right.
Like John Collins, I just don't understand. What do the Lakers lack? Size, athleticism, 3-point shooting. Boom.
Y'all, okay.
He's not going to be a superstar, John. I'm just saying, role players. Perfect.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a question. You tell me if you answer. Because I'm going to question you. Can I question you? Can I question you?
Absolutely. I love this.
Okay. Is he better than Aaron Gordon?
No.
Can he do what Aaron Gordon did for the Nuggets on the Lakers?
Maybe. But they don't have a Jokic. They have a Luka.
But
Jokic makes everyone better, John. You know that. He makes everybody better.
But it was Jokic, Murray, and then Porter and Gordon. So you can kind of say they're 1A, 1B at the third player role. So if you come back with Luka, Austin Reeves, LeBron,
there's your Aaron Gordon,
and John Collins
as your Michael
and
Porter
him and
Jr.?
LeBron are
okay,
huh?
As your de facto Michael Porter Jr.
No, as your de facto Aaron Gordon. Because
LeBron would be that.
LeBron can't physically, defensively do what Aaron Gordon did. I think people keep forgetting Aaron Gordon's role defensively with the Denver Nuggets when they made their championship run.
Great.
So when I'm talking about the third guy needs to be OG Anunoby, a guy who you don't have to run plays for, but he is as effective as your star player. Aaron Gordon was that during the championship run for the Nuggets. If you notice, since he got hurt, they haven't been the same.
Yes.
And so when I say that John Collins is not that type of guy, I don't see John Collins being able to do that level of performance on a championship contender because the defensive piece isn't there.
Well, okay, my rebuttal to that is who available is? Who can do that?
Well, via trade, almost everybody's available. But that's what I'm saying.
Andrew Wiggins.
The Lakers have to work. Okay, all right. Jeremy Grant can do that.
No, he can't. He can't. He's played one game in April. He's played one game in April over the past 4 seasons. That's a real stat, by the way.
My point being, there are versatile guys who can 3 and D, who can fill that role that I like better than John Collins.
Okay. I'm just saying,
I guess that was my point more than anything.
Okay, with the option, I was just saying, with the options the Lakers have, John is an unrestricted free agent. He can sign with whoever he wants for however much he wants. I think, in my opinion, he is now that doesn't mean I expect him to be Aaron Gordon for the Lakers. I'm just saying, if the Lakers are in this philosophy and you want to put it around Luka, where you need athletic 3-point shooters, he said he wants shooters and he wants guys who can run the rim. John Collins does both of those things. Now, he's not that good of a defender. I agree with you there. But I'm not just saying just John Collins and that's your Aaron Gordon. Okay. I'm just saying, as a piece, why not get him? He would be great.
Can he be Derrick White?
Oh, no, not many people can be that. Seriously.
I mean, I will honestly go.
We're naming one dime a dozen guys. Sorry, Josh.
But I will go one further with this. I mean, I would rather have Tobias Harris than John Collins. At least he plays defense.
I agree.
Okay,
great pick.
Fair. Same archetype.
Wow. You guys, Tobias Harris has been around.
Tobias Harris had a great play.
Here come to Philly. And watch his hate.
No, listen. At some point, you're not going to get the same player anymore. I'm not. If you get Tobias Harris from Detroit, great. Chances are you're not going to get Tobias Harris from Detroit. You're going to get Tobias Harris from Philly.
See, I knew.
I knew it. I knew it was coming.
But my thing is this: when I say Derrick White was the third best player on the championship team, fourth best player on the championship team. Aaron Gordon, third, fourth player on the championship team. OG Anunoby, same thing. So I'm Chet Holmgren, the third best player or fourth best player on the championship team. That's the type of guy that has to exist for you to win a championship. That's the blueprint that the league now has, because every year there's a different champion, but every year that third or fourth best player looks exactly like the guy we're talking about. And I don't think John Collins fits that role, particularly, and that's just my opinion. I don't think very highly of John Collins.
Okay, can I dangle another name out there for the Lakers then maybe? Peyton Watson from the same Denver Nuggets team? Anybody?
I think he could be better in that role than John Collins.
Okay.
He's not there yet, but I enjoy his defense for sure. So he could definitely be an interesting role player to be added. But again, to John's point, who is going to be the guy that not only is playing great defense, but when you need him to, will drop 18 to 20 points?
Thank you.
Peyton Watson's not that guy.
Right.
Yeah. This is all great and everything. I feel like we're gonna keep banging our heads up against the wall until the Lakers decide what to do with LeBron. We can talk all we want, because that could change the whole dynamic. Then you have extra money. You might get 2 or 3 of these guys.
Wait, that third option. Oh, LeBron fits that. That'd be great. Yeah, let him be the third guy.
Here's the problem.
He doesn't want to do that.
He is the third guy currently.
But he doesn't want to do it.
He doesn't want to do that. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Arash, you hit on something that I don't think people understand what the Lakers are doing, and I think it's very, very smart business. They're not going to disrespect LeBron out the door. So two of his 4 stops, he was grossly disrespected out the door. The first time out of Cleveland, then out of Miami. He for a guy of that caliber to be not kicked out the door because he walked out of both those places.
They took his cookies.
Which is, grow up. You're worth $1 billion. You can't, call some cookie company, Chips Ahoy. You can't get them on the phone. But my point being, if you're going to have a guy of that caliber exit, you have to do it respectfully. You have to treat him as such. Like, you can come in here with an offer. We're going to listen to it, but then we're going to offer you a couple dollars less to where we know you're going to say no. Yeah. But we're not going to offer you some lowball vet minimum like some of the stuff I see on the internet about, LeBron's going to take the vet minimum. Are you on meth? LeBron's not taking a vet minimum. Are you crazy? You're going to pay LeBron what a person of that caliber deserves. Considering the way he played at 41, I don't see him falling off at 42. So you're going to have to pay him like you pay him now. And so they're respectfully treating him as such until he can know, okay, they just playing with me. They're not really going to cut that check. All right, guys, let's move around and see where else we can do this at. Who's got money that can win a championship? And I don't think he's leaving California for that.
I do want to bring up something, and this is something that Brian Windhorst does, I think, and I don't know for a fact. But again, if you're going to write breaking news or something, you have to have multiple sources, right? You have to have 2 or 3. When Brian Windhorst, and I only bring this up because I'm assuming when he brings up things that could be news on a podcast, it's something that you've heard from someone. So I'm going to put this out there right now on the show, and we'll see if someone picks it up. Someone within the Lakers said he would be shocked if Rui Hachimura was not with the team next year. And this was the reasoning why. By the way, Rui had a fantastic season. He's a fantastic player. He deserves to be back. Okay, full stop. It is more than just that. Much of the marketing team and the partnership sales side from the Dodgers have come over from the Lakers. A lot of the partnerships that have come over from the Lakers are also from the Dodgers are coming over.
Yeah.
So they lucked into, this was not right. They got Rui Hachimura to begin with. They lucked into having the best Japanese player in the NBA, and he's totally fluent in Japanese. Like, if he has a market value of a number, the Lakers are not only going to match that, but like in them wanting to keep Uniqlo and Daiso, and you go down the list of Japanese companies that are going to sponsor the team. That is why this person with the Lakers said, I would be shocked if Rui Hachimura is not a part of this team. Does that change how you guys view this? I'm putting that out there as someone saying that
it does.
He's a very good player, but I'm telling you, he's not just a normal player for them. He represents something far more significant as well.
That does make an adjustment, honestly, in my opinion, and that increases my confidence knowing that either LeBron or Austin Reeves would then not be on the team next year. Because if Rui's there, that means he's going to get paid more money.
He is.
Luka's,
he deserves it.
And he deserves it. He absolutely does. And with that setup, he would get paid more money. Luka obviously is getting paid plenty. LeBron, to John's point, is certainly not taking the veteran minimum. He's got to get paid. Austin Reeves wants max money for some reason, and he ain't getting that. And he ain't getting that. So something has got to give, because then you also still got to bring in at least someone else from the slew of people that we've been bringing up as possible third or fourth options. Yeah. So something's got to give. So one of these guys will not be wearing purple and gold next year. The question is, which one?
Or they could all be wearing it, and then the Lakers have the same exact team as last year.
Or that,
right.
Or and then be deeper in the hole because now they're all in new contracts, and would be tougher to move off of.
That's bad.
Along those same lines, I got a question for the group. Does this, in your mind, for the best opportunities for the Lakers this offseason, does this LeBron thing need to be resolved by draft night? In terms of between the two parties.
By the way, I think when Grant and I, and we'll see how many of the crew want to join us in Vegas for Summer League, we will have some decision when LeBron shows up, and Grant knows this. It is the big thing that happens in Vegas. When LeBron shows up courtside at Summer League, I do think we'll have some clarity there. I do think we did not have it a year ago. We're right, Grant. I think we tried to get some clarity from LeBron when he sat courtside, but
he was but it was just like to show face,
I know. But I think at some point in late, like by July 4th, that July 4th weekend. Yeah, exactly.
Because the Lakers can't will and deal draft
agree,
night. You know what I'm saying? Like they're handicapped. They don't know what
they're not handicapped.
I
don't think they're handicapped because you can still move Austin Reeves. There's a large movable piece that they have that they can work with. And I think a lot of people are ignoring that. Austin Reeves has value around the league because of what he did last season. I think he knows his value is in Los Angeles off the court. Yeah. But in the NBA, he's got a lot of value on the court across the league. And so you can get something for him in a sign and trade if you want to move like that with him. I think the idea with Rui Hachimura and the business side of things, I think that what the new Laker ownership is doing, they're doing business. Yeah. And Rui Hachimura, if he can ink that type of money off the court, he ain't going nowhere. Yeah. Ain't no way. Because at the end of the day, they didn't buy this team to lose money. They bought it to make money. And if you can have 4 or 5 advertisers paying 10 to 20 millions of dollars for rights, and you have a Japanese player on the team, what, man, his face gonna be showing up on everything. Go get out of here somewhere with that. So that bit, you might as well stamp that. The ink's dry on that contract already. So that if that's true, if they've got advertisers coming over from the Dodgers with the understanding that we're going to have this guy on the roster, the business side will call the basketball side and say, make sure that this works because you're going to give him $25 million a year. We're going to make $100 million off of him in ads. So you better make that happen.
No. But it is amazing that they kind of like lucked into this. And again, I know a lot of folks on both teams. He is a superstar in Japan. Again, not to the level of Shohei, but you walk around Tokyo, like there is Rui Hachimura signage and billboards, and he's 100% fluent. He talks to the Japanese media. So again, would be shocked if he's not back. Do want to close out on this again, and we have plenty of time to get into it. But again, we are so excited for our draft coverage. We're going to have some announcements, maybe in terms of doing like a live show. something fun like that. But again, the big reason for that is that Grant Mona will be live with the Clippers, top 5 pick. We'll see what happens. By the way, that's always fun when your team, the team that you're covering, has a top 5 pick and there's trade talk where, like, one way or the other, it's going to be something. So, Grant, your thoughts on the Clippers? I know we've talked about it, but again, it's important to talk about it. Why? Because no one else in sports talk in Los Angeles is talking about the Clippers except this show right here. So, your thoughts? What have you been hearing? What's the latest on the Los Angeles Clippers?
By the way, the views on YouTube back that up. By the way, there's a lot of Clipper interest on YouTube. But in any case, there's new reporting today by Anthony Slater of ESPN, who covers the Warriors, that Steve Ballmer has maintained a firm stance against trading Kawhi Leonard. And
business.
This is no knock on Anthony Slater, but I think that what the Clippers are doing here is kind of just covering their tracks a little bit. So they're maybe looking for better offers here. There's no way the Clippers are just shutting down any offer that comes to them. Also, I think number 2
aspiration is
exactly, Josh. Number 2 was they want clarity on this aspiration thing before they do anything with Kawhi Leonard.
Yep,
and
exactly.
As we're recording this, we have 6 days until the NBA draft. I think the Clippers expected this right after the finals, but I'm assuming that the league just wants to like stretch this Knicks thing a little bit more and not interrupt it with any aspiration investigation hammer. But I just think that that's where the Clippers are at
Friday.
Right now. Yeah, exactly. Right after the parade. Go ahead, John.
The aspiration thing depends on how bad it's going to be.
Right.
If it's going to be a hammer, they're going to announce this the night of the draft. So you're talking about these players, you're talking about everybody else. But hey, man, we had to void this contract, and he's suspended for a year, and we got to get $10 million out of Ballmer's pocket. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I'm saying that level of punishment will have to be levied for that to be coming anytime soon. If it's like, hey, man, it's happened, we're going to find both these people and tell them never to do it again, then you'll hear it in the next couple of days. I'm
leaning towards that.
The league does not want this stain that public on one of their teams. It's a bad look all the way around. And by the way, for other players, other owners as well, if this turns out to be he was paid on the side to make sure that he stayed, man, this would be catastrophic for the Clippers if they came down on them with the hammer. Because to me, if that's true, you take away that 5th pick. Because if you want to scare people to never do this again, if you want to show the other owners, by the way, because that's who is Madam Silver's boss, if the owners want blood for this, then absolutely, you as a group, they get together and say, hey, we vote to revoke that 5th pick. Just it's empty. Nobody has it. You just go from 4. You go from 4 to 6. That's it. What can they do? What can they do? The punishment has to fit the crime. And if the league found this to be as egregious as it's reported, then you have to do something very, very detrimental to that organization so no other organization repeats this.
Yeah, because I don't think like a fine. They don't like Steve Ballmer doesn't care.
Yeah. One of the richest men in America.
People are like, well, it's going to be a hefty one. It'll be like $50 million. Yeah. All right, and go ahead.
Sell some stock.
Yeah, man. So like, I don't listen. I have none of us really know because it's being handled by a third party law firm, Wachtell Lipton. We don't know any detail. They've been very tight-lipped about this. Like
it's very quiet, so that's not good.
Right, and if anyone says that they know something is happening right now, they don't, because it's been that tight-lipped. I promise you. So we're just going to have to wait. Nobody even knows when it's happening. They didn't say like, oh, it's going to be announced on this date. We're just kind of twiddling our thumbs and saying, well, maybe one day we'll know what happens.
And let me repeat this one more time. And I've said this on this show before, and I always like to hear what other people think about this. I think from the reports I'm hearing, the Clippers are going to mess this up. This is my personal opinion.
The draft?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The situation overall with the roster and draft.
I think they're going to drop the ball on this pick so hard that they will go back to what people always thought they were. They got a brand new owner. They took the racism away. They cleaned the room up. They built a brand new house. The neighborhood they live in now is lovely. The grass is cut. The fence is sweet. But the same person owns the home. If they don't get this pick right, it doesn't matter what happens with aspiration because with Kawhi on the roster or without Kawhi on the roster's still in trouble. Like, Darius Garland has a chronic foot injury. I have to keep screaming that for that to cut through to people. It's a chronic foot injury. It'll come back. Okay? You got a guy with chronic knees as well. That'll come back. But you want to tie you want to start choosing because of fit? Because of fit? Come on, man. Come on, y'all. Come on, Clipper fan. Come on, Clipper Nation. I'm trying to join y'all. I'm trying to get on the bandwagon. I'm trying to get on the bandwagon, man, but I don't know if I want to get in. Y'all talking about fit with the 5th pick in this draft? Fit? Oh.
Well, John,
Lord.
Listen, I know Darius Acuff Jr. is fantastic. I understand that, but
Keaton Walker's a good player. Not my cup of tea, but he's a good player.
Sure, and I've said this many times. I'm going to say it once again. The Clippers internally probably feel like Darius Garland is a foundational piece, whether we like it or not. That's just what I truly believe with how they've marketed him, with how they've treated him, with how they have put him on a pedestal. That's just truly how it's felt within the organization. Now, the
Clippers are close to the beach, and they would build their foundation on sand, so this makes sense.
But pieces, the word piece is relative. Obviously, Chet Holmgren is a piece for the Oklahoma City Thunder, but he might be gone next year.
Yeah,
a piece is relative. Like, they're not saying he's the one or the two.
Exactly.
He's just a guy you can build your franchise around. One, like a pillar, if you will.
Yeah, I'm not saying like he's going to be there for 10 years and it's like they put all their confidence. I'm just saying they're going to play out this contract, I think. Like, he's under contract for the next 2 seasons. And I really, truly believe that they're like, let's just see it. Because, again, John, you know this, like, you can move him in his contract year.
Yes.
So, but I truly believe that they want to see Darius, like, lead this team next year and see what he can do for hopefully a full season. Like you said, he's had the toe issues, so we don't know if we'll get a full season. But I truly think internally, they're like, if we can have Darius be our lead point guard under Tyronn Lue, or Tyronn was saying that he wants him to be the next Kyrie for him. And like, this is my first time. I know, John, listen, it is ridiculous, but I'm telling you what they are saying. I am telling you. I was sitting.
I agree with John.
I was sitting 5 feet away.
Those of you listening, John has fallen out of his chair with this comment.
I was sitting 5 feet away when they were talking about this. I'm just telling you this, okay?
Grant, if we gonna be friends, let me tell you something right now. Okay, I don't know how tall you are. I don't know how short you are. I don't know how much you weigh. But if somebody ever lie to your face that close to you, brother, you got to challenge it. If they gonna tell you that they see him as Tyronn Lue's version of Kyrie, then Tyronn Lue's my version of Allen Iverson. Like, bro, what we doing? What are we talking about?
I'm just telling you.
Allen Iverson stepped over Tyronn Lue.
That's what I'm saying.
Literally.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Kyrie will step over Darius Garland. Like, this is why I think they're going to mess it up. Because I like Tyronn Lue as a coach. I think he's very smart. Be smart without LeBron, though.
Ooh, that's ooh.
Let's
Tell me where I lied, though. Tell me where I lied.
By the way, that is a great segue
spicy.
to a post show, because anytime we have John and Grant going at it, and Josh obviously involved in Timothy.
John, I thought we already were friends, but I guess I got to earn it.
Yes, so listen.
You let people lie to your face, Grant? You let them lie to your face?
All right, let's close out terrestrial.
You in the press conference holding the mic like this.
But
Please
join us on
I don't
X.
like it when mom and dad are fighting.
Exactly. All right, that's all the time we have for today. Let's do it again tomorrow. Until then, this is Arash and Grant and Tim and Josh and John Brown and the crew saying stay safe and stay healthy.
All right, post show time,
John.
By the way, John, my microphone is on. I have a wireless mic. It's like right, so I don't have to hold it. So I'm just listening.
Man, listen, I just Grant. Okay, Grant.
No, listen. I'm not telling you I believe this. I'm just telling you what exactly that came out of their mouths.
They're feeding you some bullshit, bro.
Grant, listen, this is what I say when I watch the president talk, and then Fox News asks him a question.
Oh, boy.
I go, where's the follow-up question when he lies to your face? You let the Clippers lie right to you. What was your follow-up question to that?
I didn't ask that. I didn't ask that question.
God damn. That's what I'm saying.
Can I give the follow-up question?
Please.
All right. How?
It ain't got to be long. See, look how short and sweet that is. How?
Yeah.
How?
How, Sway?
Okay. This was the explanation by Tyronn Lue. Okay. And
Okay. Hold on.
You.
Before let me. I gotta put my mind. Where you was at. How close were you sitting?
I was about 3 feet away from Tyronn Lue. So Tyronn's up on the podium.
So you could touch him.
No, he's
he's at the podium.
He's at the podium.
Tim,
you've been into it, Dome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like up a little bit. But I always sit first row because I like, I don't know. I just like to sit first row. Okay. And
did you sit in the front of the bus in school? Did you sit in the front of the bus in school or in the back?
No, but my coach has always told me to sit in the front of the class, not be a slob when I was an athlete. But in any case, Tyronn Lue essentially said is that this is the first time since I had Kyrie that I've had a point guard, a younger point guard that I can mentor, that I can show him how to be a point guard in this league. He went to Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Rondo, Reggie Jackson with the Clippers, like all those guys. This is the first time he's had a 26-year-old two-time All-Star point guard to be like, hey, I can show you a few things on how to elevate your game. That is the connection that I was trying to make. Not like he's going to be the next Kyrie Irving or like him and Kawhi are the next Kyrie and LeBron. I'm just saying this, he treated it as I finally have a young point guard that I can mentor.
That I can coach.
Yes.
So
okay.
And again, my follow-up question. Can you point to any quotes where Kyrie has credited you to his growth in the NBA?
That's exactly where I was about to get to, because why is Tyronn Lue taking credit for Kyrie?
That's wild to me. Have you noticed Kyrie doesn't really listen to anyone?
It's true. That's why he left.
That's why he's left multiple places. Because Kyrie plays his own flute, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. He ain't nobody gonna tell him what to do. He on his own time.
Irving, by the way, man.
So now, unless you can trade for Kyrie Irving because he is available, that's the only way you're gonna get a Kyrie on that team. And I understand that that's not what he's saying. He's saying a young point guard that he can, kind of mold and put his thinking into. But you've got to then show me where your coaching philosophy helped a player visually grow, where you can show that to us. Because again, I will pose this question again now that everybody has time to answer. Are we really sure he's a good coach?
Yes.
I think Tyronn is a very good coach.
And 2021, 2021 is the evidence of that. All the injuries, all the shakeups. We don't know if Kawhi is playing, or we don't know if Paul George is playing. That team went to the Western Conference Finals, and if no way anybody else probably in the world leads that team other than Tyronn Lue.
I will say this. I will say the fact that what he did in the second half of this season, and helping them rebuild and turn around,
100%.
That definitely made him in the upper half of the coaches in the NBA. Am I putting him as like one of the top 5 coaches? Absolutely not.
Oh wow!
But
top
he
10?
is. I probably. I would have to. I would have to. Right. I would have to sit and think about it, but off the top of my head, my guess is somewhere between 10 and 13 is where I have him.
Okay.
Wow. You guys are out on
I think he's a top 10 coach. I mean,
I think he's a really good coach.
I'm gonna pull up a list of all the coaches so I can.
And players and coaches, there's like a players and coaches poll. They agree that he's top 5. Like they also.
And for what Lawrence Frank has given him, like I don't think the Clippers are in the playoffs every year, and there are some seasons that we think, oh, this is a lottery team.
Okay, let me ask
you. That's what I'm saying.
Them to the playoffs.
Is he better than Steve Kerr?
Yes.
No.
Grant, take your fan hat off, dog. Come on, man.
Whoa. Why? Recently, I'm not talking about like overall. Obviously, Steve Kerr has 4 titles as a coach or whatever.
Yeah, we're not. I'm okay. when I rate,
I'm talking about recently. That Warriors fans are like, why aren't we firing Steve Kerr right now? Why?
Let me explain. When I talk about coaches, I'm not talking about the championships that they have. I'm looking at the way that they manage players. I'm looking at the offense that they run with what they have.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you think that Tyronn Lue is better than Steve Kerr with the Warriors offense, regardless of who's, because they had injuries too.
Oh, yeah.
But yet somehow they found themselves in a space to compete at the end of the year. So you're giving the Clippers that same level of credit with Tyronn Lue.
You want to know why they beat the Clippers in that last game? Do you want to know why? Because they had Stephen freaking Curry. The Clippers don't have, like, Kawhi Leonard. You can say, Kawhi Leonard's dominant. Steph was unbelievable in that game. I was sitting there watching it. Like, this was unbelievable that Steph Curry won them that play-in game and got them to play Phoenix on a bad knee too.
I'm looking at the list of all. No, you're good. I'm looking at all the list of NBA coaches right now, and going through them. My initial thought off the top of my head, I would have him 10th.
What you say?
Can you name the top 10?
Exactly. Yeah. If you could.
I'm in no particular order. This is who I personally, to John's point, based on the experience and what they're doing with the players that they have, that I would consider above him. Mike Brown, Nick Nurse, Rick Carlisle,
yes,
Darko Rajovic,
yes. I heard that name, but yes.
Yeah, I didn't say I was going to pronounce the names correctly. Eric Spoelstra. Yep. I would pick Chris Snyder.
Ooh.
Chris Finch, Mark Daigneault, Steve Kerr, and then it's locked up for number 10 between Tyronn Lue and Ime Udoka.
So Tyronn, so I like that list. I don't have any difference with that.
Yeah. And again, that wasn't in my order. That was just I'm running down the list of coaches in the order they have them there. But that I have those guys above Tyronn Lue.
It's very personal, but I don't have the nurse.
No, I get that.
The championship season?
Right. So they're right around the same in the top, like in the top 10.
I would put Tyronn Lue because he's elevated. I haven't seen Nick Nurse elevated team.
Okay, well he made Kyle Lowry Hall of Fame worthy.
Facts. That silence is killing you. That silence is killing you right now.
We need to make just a T-shirt of John and I as BFFs at this point because we agree on just about everything.
You saying music to my ears because my whole thing is when I evaluate coaches, a lot of coaching is not it's the offense that you have and the way that you manage the players that you have. I honestly don't think with the player management, I think you can't manage Kawhi. So let's just take him off the table because that's an entity in itself. And that's asking too much of any head coach outside of Phil Jackson and Greg Popovich to manage that. And he walked off on Greg Popovich. So that tells you all you need to know about that. Outside of that, he was able to get very little out of Paul George, even though Paul George was often injured when he was on the Clippers. He got very little out of Russell Westbrook, who, depending on how you see, he's in the same boat as Kawhi Leonard personality-wise. So that's a tough ask. But my point being, when you have to manage these players, that's part of your job. And to me, that's probably more important than your offense because you got to get these guys to get along and you got to get these guys to play hard for 82 games in a season. And I think there are better guys out there to do that.
Okay, I think that his deficiencies is managing superstars, but I believe the converse is true when it comes to players like Terrence Mann, Kobe
You're
Brown.
great with Terrence Mann. That's a good call.
Guys like that, he elevates lower tier players. Maybe that's why he does believe he can make Garland into a Kyrie Irving type player.
Possibly.
Because he has the ability to raise certain. If you're a superstar, he can't do anything with it.
Okay, can I? I'm back. I didn't. God, you guys sound like robots. But okay, I will say this: when the Clippers' expectations are really high, the team doesn't do that well. I will say that. When the team is like projected to be a play-in team, we're like, oh, what this is the down year for the Clippers. Tyronn Lue is one of the best coaches in the league. Like the 21-22 year, where Kawhi tore his ACL the year before. It was just Paul George. He hurt his elbow. And it was basically just Reggie Jackson, Marcus Morris, Isaiah Hartenstein, Luke Kennard, and all those guys. They made the play-in. Like, they actually got to the 8th seed or whatever it was, and they lost, obviously, in the play-in. But then, hold on, John. The 24-25 season, where it was James Harden and Kawhi only. Paul George left. Russell Westbrook left. First year of Intuit Dome. Not this past season, the season before. And everyone's like, oh, the Clippers, they're done. They're in a rebuild. They'll be the 12 seed. They were the 5 seed in the Western Conference. Last year, started 6-21. I was sitting, I keep saying this, I was sitting feet away. We were at Crypto.com Arena. The Clippers were 6-21. Dave McMenamin asked him, do you believe that this team can get to what do you guys need to do? He said, we're going to go 35-20 and we're going to make the playoff. We're going to make the play-in. Like, we're going to get over 500. That's our goal. And you know what? He did one better than that record the rest of the way. So it's like, when the expectations are down, when everyone is counting Tyronn Lue and the Clippers out, it seems like he thrives in that type of environment for whatever reason. And I think that's an awesome trait as a coach.
Here's my rebuttal and pushback against that.
Okay.
I personally believe all NBA players are good. I don't think there's a single trash player in the NBA. Now, when you compare them to other NBA players, it gets a little rough. But all these guys can score the ball. What Tyronn Lue is able to do with the scraps is very similar to Tom Thibodeau and what he can do with the scraps. Nate Robinson damn near was 6th man of the year for the Chicago Bulls under Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah.
Jeff Teague played well under Tom Thibodeau. There are certain players. You got this version of Jalen Brunson because of Tom Thibodeau. So you can squeeze guys during the regular season for wins, but at some point, what you can do as a coach has reached its limit. And unless you have the LeBron James of the world in combination with the Kyrie Irvings of the world, that's where you tend to come up short when you start trying to go higher and higher. The altitude keeps going up in the room. When the air gets thin, you seem to run. You got to get out. And that's, to me, that's Tyronn Lue. Yeah, you can get the most out of these guys who nobody expects anything out of. But when it comes time for you to really get to a point where you got to out-coach somebody, I've never seen him do it. I've never seen him out-coach somebody. And that's troubling to me when you talk about a guy who's in charge of your franchise, because the way Steve Ballmer runs his business, who I'm a fan of him as an owner, he puts his arms around those types of guys. It's not a wall between the business side and the basketball side. Steve Ballmer has his arms around Lawrence Frank, and he got his arm around Tyronn Lue, and a third arm, that sounds gross, but around Kawhi Leonard. So it's hard to break that up. It's really hard to break that up.
It's almost like they went to a garden and planted that third arm. That's so crazy.
Yes,
that's
that
crazy.
third arm is a branch. It's a branch. It's an olive branch for everybody to get along. And I just think that when you own with such passion, you want to believe in the people you hire. And so you want to give them as many opportunities as possible. And I think that's to the detriment of the organization. And, by the way, to the fan base, which, by the way, at the end of the day, is more important, because those are the people who are going to grow that the Clipper, lure, however it's going to be going forward. You're going to need the fans to trust in you. And if you keep making the same repeat mistakes, why would you trust in the ownership? Why would you trust in the front office? Why would you trust in the head coach?
I know we got to wrap this up, but I will say, talk about what has been the detriment to the Clippers over the last few years. It has not been Tyronn Lue. It has been Lawrence Frank. That has been they can't build the right team. I think you give Tyronn Lue a good roster, contending roster, he'll contend, in my opinion.
All right, let's leave it there for now. Again, you're not going to get Clippers talk anywhere in Southern California like this. This is why the YouTube numbers are great, and Grant kills it on the beat. And by the way, we will get this entire group together, whether it's for a San Diego Clippers game by John, whether John comes our way for the draft, right? We have a lot of possibilities. Oceanside, let's go. We have a lot of possibilities.
Arash has got the limo ready for us.
Exactly. We will have a good time. Guys, we are killing it, and again, it's because of you guys out there tuning in, because of this crew right here. Grant knows the numbers, but it looks like over 5K tuning in to hear John Browner give his hot takes, and Josh Tariff and Timothy Parker and Grant Mona. You guys are the best. We will do it again soon. Tomorrow, I will be heading to Seattle tomorrow to see Team USA play Australia, so I will catch up with you guys soon. But thank you so much, y'all, and we will talk to you soon.